Shout out to Bill for reminding me to record this class. This is part 2 to leap trading. So part 1, we was honing into the RSI and the charts, but mostly the RSI and things that I'm looking for, right? As I'm trading. So one thing I want to start this class with is just honing into not just basically throwing all your money in, right? You want a dollar cost average into leaps, right? The reason why I say that, when I trade, when I'm the mindset that I
Kevin,
have,
more to work. More to work with.
huh? Oh, my bad. I'm gonna mute you, Luther. So what I let me close the door too. My wife, if I could hear her whole meeting. So like what I like one of the things that I like to focus on when I'm swinging and majority when I'm leaping, right? I'm keeping the mindset of when I start to buy a strike, right? If I'm leaping, I'm not starting with a starter position. Like I'm not just gonna go, oh, let me buy 5 contracts. I don't do that, right? And I know that I don't explain that. Right. But we're talking about leaps now. So I'll start off with like 1 contract, 2 contracts, right? And the reason being is because I want to see what's going to happen. I'm human just like everybody else. I can see the market and see what's about to happen, but anything can happen, right? News does control the market to a certain extent, right? And some of it is already factored in. So with that being said, I'll buy 1, I'll buy 2. Okay, cool. I'll watch it, see how that one's doing, right? Now, if I start to tremble down, right? And I'm like, oh, dang, I'm down 10%, 15%, right? I'll start looking for another like support to tell myself, okay, I'm going to buy more here, right? And if I bought 1 or 2 up there, I'm not going to buy 1 or 2 down there. I'm going to end up buying 3 to 4, right? Because I'm dollar cost averaging and I want my average to get super lower. So I'm going to put more money into it, or I'm going to buy more contracts, right? And I continue to do that until I know, okay, I wanted to put in 7 grand into this trade or 10 grand into this trade, and I'm going to hold this, right? I know everybody doesn't trade that way. And that's why I'm speaking about it in that form, right? Because when you start to leap things, depending on what you're leaping, right? Now, if you're leaping Apple, is going to be a hefty premium, right? But if you're leaping anything like airlines, Macy's, things of that nature, is going to be fairly cheap, right? It still be a hefty premium, maybe like $200-300, depending on how far out you're going out the money, right? And when you're leaping, you definitely want to go out the money. So one thing I'll mention real quick is, let's say I'm looking at the hour right now, right? So I definitely wouldn't start off on an hour trying to leap, because you only get 7 candlesticks for that time frame, right? So 7 and 7 is going to be 14, 21, so forth and so forth, right? I want a stronger direction reversal pattern, right? The hour is still strong depending on what you're trying to do with it, right? Intraday trading, right? Day trading, and things of that nature. One thing that I'm always going to look for, and if you go back to part 1, I'm going to be looking for anything that's oversold, right? That's one of my first factors. The first thing I will do, I promise you, whether and I don't want you to just think of the mindset of just leaping. This is how I trade. One of the first things I'm going to do is go to the hour. Once I go to the hour, I'm going to the 4-hour. And I really don't care about the candlesticks. And it's because I know how to read the candlesticks. Like I can just look at this and be like, okay, cool, bear flag, that dismissed. It fell straight into a cup and handle, right? Creating me an inverted head and shoulders. I know my structure is to take it all the way to the top right here. And I also know that's my weekly opening price, right? So, and I also see that we're at the 50% retracement on the 1 hour, right? So as soon as I go to the 4-hour, I'm seeing, if you go to the 1 hour, this is, I'm going to show you like even my emotions and what happens. I see the RSI right here. I'm already feeling, that's why I tell people, don't feel like you missed it yet. You got a multiple time frame analysis, right? You have not missed this move yet, right? This is just the first pop from it being oversold, right? So we're going to travel over to the 4-hour time frame, right? Once we do that, you're going to see we're overbought. Oversold. I keep saying that because it's just, I'm not gonna explain it, but it's just how I trade. When I'm down here, I know to get out of my positions, right? Or to enter into positions, and I do the opposite. The same thing up here, right? So long story short, I'm gonna check the 4 hour, right? That's amazing. I know if you travel into the general chat and you have to go kind of up a couple of days. I think it was actually this past weekend, and I believe it was on Friday. I had dropped a couple of stocks that you should be watching, like Apple, Nvidia, things that's not going anywhere, right? And specifically, I spoke on Apple, and I said, hey, my setup is almost here, right? The 4 hours already overbought, it was down there, but the daily, right, was almost, and as you see it right here, it curved now. It was like right here, it was almost overbought. I mean, oversold. See, I always say that, but oversold. So if you need to do any type of back testing and, like, of course, we know our minds will show us whatever we're actually looking for. Just go ahead. The reason I say this is because you'll get sometimes a little like scared and like, or nervous when you're trading, right? Rather me say not scared, but nervous. And if you travel over and you come to the daily, you'll see every single time that we're down here is going to get picked back up, right? Every single time. Now, this is not an RSI class, but the gem that I would give you to know if this is going to go further down, you have to travel over to your weekly time frame, right? Like right here, and you'll see like, oh, we're at the 50 mark. Now, Bill, because I know you're saying you're seeing the things with the RSI. Are you seeing with me just traveling down these time frames? Are you seeing what's about to happen now with the RSI, right? It's traveled down to the 50% retracement, but it's only at the weekly. The daily overbought. The 1 hour is at the 50 trying to break. You see this? It's trying to bounce. You know what I'm saying? Just like it does a lot. When it comes down, it bounces. It comes down here, it bounces, right? And the reason why it does that on the RSI is because you have to understand and understand that, check, look, I'll do it like this. Weekly is at the 50 mark, right? Daily, now I'm going backwards the way I did it. Daily is all the way down here. Now that I did it like that, you see how that mother is going to pick up? It just needs to bounce. Why? Because of the rest of the time frames are now overbought. That's exactly what this chart needed for it to go back up. You see it? Because it can't go further up anymore. So as long as we trick the bears, meaning from the 50 mark to the 75, yeah, everybody knows I keep mine at the 75. From 50 to 75, once we hit up here, the stock is going to continue up. It doesn't matter if it starts to trail down. Why? Because this is the uptrend territory. We have to lose this structure to be on a downtrend territory. Once you can understand that, and I'm on a bigger time frame, it is the same thing on a smaller time frames. Same thing, but that's scalping wise. You know what I'm saying? So, well, let me not just say, you know what I'm saying? Can I get a Y in the chat if y'all understand what I'm saying? Can I get a no in the chat if y'all don't, so I can be able to explain it a little bit better? But we're gonna get this money. We're gonna make sure everybody get this money. Y'all not gonna miss this jump this time. All right, bet. Cool. I don't see no no's. All right, so with it bouncing right here, do not get scared. Understand everything that I'm showing you now on the RSI, how you're saying, okay, yeah, it does bounce from here, and things of that nature. You got to understand the time frame. If you're seeing this even on a 4 hour, understand. Just look at this right here, August the 8th, right? August the 8th. Look how quick it's gonna go to August 7th. It's not gonna do that on a 5 minute. It's not gonna do it. You're gonna have to keep going. It's not gonna do that on a 1 minute. It's gonna have to keep going. So that tells you that the setup is gonna present itself multiple times throughout the day, right? So let me go in here. And only because I was late. All right, cool. Where are you confused at, so I could bring you back to speed, Wally?
When I turned on, you would jump in from, I think it was the daily to the weekly.
Gotcha. All right, so I'll bring it right back. So we're just talking on Apple right now. We're going to do a few stocks, but Apple, what I was basically trying to mention is like, even if I'm not trying to swing or leap, this is something that I'm going to do on the chart every single time because I'm going to look for my setup, right? So I'm going to come to the hour, right? And I'm sorry, because I didn't explain it. So it's good that you brought me back. What I'm looking for is to see if we're overbought. What I'll be looking for is the RSI to look this way, not this way. Like, you know what I mean? It traveling back up. It's traveling back up is bullish. You just got to be able to read the smaller ones and see how it travels back down, right? So what I'm looking for, like this, you see this right here, 6 o'clock in the morning? I'm definitely trading today. I'm definitely going to be trading. Anytime the RSI is down here, you're going to be able to understand if it's going to stay bearish or if it's going to stay bullish, because the smaller time frames, only like the 1 minute and the 2 minute is going to try to go overbought, right? On those smaller time frames, right? The rest of them, like the 5, the 15, they're gonna go to the 50 mark and reject and come back down. You're gonna know that it's staying bearish because those are stronger time frames, right? And it's gonna take more time for that RSI to go back up. On the 1 minute, you're gonna see it be breaking, but the 1 minute is gonna want to go overbought on a bearish day because it needs to drop harder. So it goes overbought to break the 50 mark and play under the 50 mark and keep dropping, and then drops, right? Then they'll pick it back up on a 1 minute, all the way back to overbought. You get it? Because if it just flies past the 50 mark a little bit, boom, and goes overbought, it's in the uptrend territory. So it's kind of slick, took the price up a little higher, but as soon as they bring that sucker right back down and it breaks the 50 mark, it begins the downtrend harder and harder and harder. Same thing for the uptrend, right? Just explaining that RSI just a little bit more so you can understand it. What are those numbers 1, 2 on your candles? 1, 2, and 3. That's the strat. That's like my a trading style that I do. I could just remind me when I get towards the end of the class. I'm not sure if you're in our Discord, so you probably not. So you don't understand what the strat is, but I can go over it a little bit at the end. Appreciate you, Ray. Right. But long story short, the strat is one of the best trading styles to me. Is how I see the chart as well. There's only 3 things that the market can do. It can only go uptrend, downtrend, or consolidate. Every 1 bar is an inside bar, which is meaning that it's consolidating. The 2 bars are directional bars. If it goes 2 up, you normally continue getting 2 ups, but you got to be able to read the time frames to understand the strategy. And the same, well, the opposite for the 2 downs, right? If we get a 2 down, you normally continue getting 2 downs, and you have a cheat sheet of what to do, how to enter, and how to utilize the strat. I don't want to just say the numbers, but like the 3-1-2s, the 3-2-2s, right? And they're all bullish reversals or bearish reversals. I'm someone that likes to trade reversals, but I do trade continuations as well. So long story, well, not long story short, getting back into the leaps, where was I with the RSI? So Wally, we was right here. So when I'm coming to the RSI, I'm always looking to see if we're at the bottom. Just like the 8, this is a bullish day. You feel me? Because I will have to show you on the smaller time frames what happened on those previous days and why it kept traveling down, right? Just due to the price action and no news. But right here, you can see it's 9 o'clock. I'm going to trade this. It's going to get very bullish. You just got to wait for that drop. Like this morning, because I traded this morning, we waited for that initial drop. I got some of that put move, just because I'm now going puts and calls. But I did everything on futures, and then I went ahead and got on some long calls and held those. Kwame, you on here? Remember what I told you? I was like, we're going up. You seen what the rest of the market did after I said that, bro. So long story short, with the RSI, that's what I'm looking for it to be down there, because I'm going to push it right back up, or I want to ride it back up, right? I don't have enough capital to push that back up. And then I travel over to the 4-hour time frame, and I try to look to see if it crashed as well on the 4-hour, and what it's doing on the 4 hours to see if we're picking back up, right? And then I was traveling over, I think this is where you started coming to the daily, right? And then I was also mentioning, Wally, last Friday, I dropped some stocks to be aware of, and that you can be aware of to leap and to like start looking to enter your positions and things of that nature. And Apple was one of them. And I was explaining how it was almost literally at my perfect setup, right? Meaning that it's going to be overbought on the hour, the 4-hour, and the daily, right? After that happens, I didn't explain, I started explaining today, but on a weekly, it'll be at your 50% retracement looking for a bounce, right? So anything, you have to remember, all those other smaller time frames are overbought, right? The hour is not because it didn't hit the 50 mark, right? But that doesn't mean that it's just going to drop, right? We got to be able to read it. But the hour, let me just show you. This is downtrend, but the hour is showing us right here that we're wanting to go uptrend, right? Because this is still downtrend, and this is why you don't see the candlesticks smashing up, right? Moody, find them show them those are traveling down. I'm gonna show you what I mean by when it's, I can show you right here. But we was on an uptrend. Let me find it from a downtrend to uptrend, like right here, right? This is a perfect setup. Once it dropped right here, watch when it, well, I'll start about it here. All I care about is the price, how higher it's gonna go. Once the RSI is over this, it's the uptrend, watch. Boom, you see how right here it's still around the same price. It's not gonna be once it breaks this. Boom, that's all it needed. It doesn't matter if it comes back down, right? Yes, obviously you're gonna get some candles that's going down, but they're not gonna be significant, right? Especially if they don't break this 50 mark. It's just gonna go higher and higher. That's why you don't see your RSI drop, like just ramming all the way up, but you can look at your candlesticks and they're going higher and higher and higher, already gonna pass that high soon, right? It traveled a little bit under. If it ever does that and it starts to push back up, it's gonna push the price up higher, right? Because it's just going down, like going underwater. Take a deep breath to just, and we got to get you up down. We're gonna put a jetpack to just shoot you up higher. That's how my mind interprets it, right? So it's like, boom, all right, that's why you got that pop, right? Oh, let's go ahead and breathe again, boom. You see how the price from that high is getting higher and higher and higher. Now it traveled all the way up there. Watch how the price is not going to fall that much from here. Just look at your candlesticks. It's not, when it breaks here, that's when you get one little small flush. But remember, you were all the way down here. When you come back to that 50 mark, you're not going back down. It's uptrending. Boom, boom. And that's why I kept going higher. You see how it's wanting to fall, and you can see the downtrend on it. Boom. It doesn't matter. It will go higher and higher. If it stays over that 50 mark, it's just going to go higher, 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 higher. That's how you know where the price is going to go, right? And then the strat, obviously. But long story short, all right, let's start charting this. I think, well, let me not just think. Wally, are you caught up to like where I had stopped?
I'm caught up. Thank you.
You're more than welcome, my brother. All right, cool. So now that we got Wally caught up, we're down over here to a weekly time frame, right? So if you want to know, and let me delete all this because I can rechart it. If you want to know anytime where the price is going to go, even when we was this high, everybody knows. Well, majority of the people that trades knows the price is going to come first right here. Everybody knows how I trade, body of the candlestick. We don't care about no wicks around here, right? Wicks are always get you missing because there's nothing there, right? So long story short, bodies of the candlestick, bodies, everybody know because the magnet is going to be on there. So it's going to make it on my body. So anybody that's on this class that's normally not on there, my support and resistance will always be my bodies. Wicks, I don't care. You're going to see wicks hitting my support and resistance, right? But you're going to see, dang, flush with almost bodies, right? It's flush with all of these right here. That's where it's coming from, these two, right? But it's damn near flush with that one because it's my support and resistance, right? So one thing that I will always say, we have a tiny gap right here, right? So this is automatically where the bulls are going to start buying, right? Even as you see the price here, they're not going to buy until price is over. And of course, it's a little biased because I utilize the strat, but until the price is really over there, and I'm not utilizing the wick, you see that, until the price is over that body, they're not going to buy, right? Because that's going to let them know, like, okay, we're strong, right? We're going to take up this whole candle. The chart literally mirrors itself, right? Meaning big candle, wicky, even from here, look, body, right? Start with the body, put that candle together. It gave you that whole move. The only thing is I will have to talk about the strat, but for the people that don't know about it, but the reason it went higher is because we had a PMG right here. And we all know when we have a PMG right there, one candlestick is going to take it all out. That's why it stopped right there and came back down. So this is how I will be looking at Apple. Now let me Now that I explained all that, I'm gonna just start charting. So if y'all got anything specific that y'all been looking at, I'll give you some levels on how I look at this, right? So, and I always give levels on top and bottom. So from right here, this would be for me to buy. Oh, sorry, I don't want to put it with the wick. These yellows, just because it's yellow right now, I will be buying here. Meaning we break over this, I'll buy. If we come down here and bounce off of this, I'll buy. If we break below it, I'm cool. As soon as we start breaking back over it, I'm buying, right? The only way things are going to change is if I get price action down here and I'm on a weekly chart, I'm going and say like this candlestick is all the way down here. I'm going to a smaller time frame and I'm going to find the reversal. Meaning, you see how I'm circling right here? Meaning that this candlestick is all the way down here. I'm going to go find a reversal down there on a smaller time frame, right? Just like right here, check this out. So you can overstand me because I know there's nothing there. Imagine this was the bottom right there that I'm looking for. I am going to do something like that, and I'm going to go to a smaller time frame, and I'm going to catch that reversal, meaning there's a reversal somewhere in here, right? So the reversal for me, right? I would have got faked out because I would have entered one of these reversals trying to take out this target, right? Nope, we actually took out the target, open and rip. I would have got that one, but I would have took this reversal right here off those double insides, 3, 1, 1, 2. That's not the pattern, but once you learn the strat, you start to understand, oh no, it was double inside. If I take this over to a 2-hour time frame, that's going to give me my 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Right. And it's because it's multiple time frame analysis and knowing how to read your candlesticks. So levels to get into Apple. And look, it doesn't matter the time frame. I just like bigger time frames, but I'm gonna show you how it really don't matter. Automatically, now that I move all over to this one, so I have this candlestick right here, this would be my entry for Apple right there. And just so you can understand me, because I did it on a bigger time frame, right? I'm gonna come all the way to my left, and it'll change on this time frame. I'll buy right here. Why? Because that's our breakout. That's good. That's a strong demand zone, right? That's where we broke out at and kept going, right? You can also like, dang, I didn't mean to do that. Also look to buy Apple anywhere down here. But I don't like to do that. And to be honest with you, is because price is not around here right now, right? So that doesn't mean like, okay, cool, the price is gonna fall down a little bit more. You know, it possibly can. The only thing that you have to think about is the fact that September is right around the corner. September is historically the worst time of the month. I mean, the worst time of the year to be trading. And it's not the worst time, actually. It's just that it falls, right? So it's a good time to be looking for puts and things of that nature. Me, I'm not looking for puts around that time. I'm letting the market rebalance and do what it needs to do so I can find opportunity to take the market back up. Because in my mind, and I could be wrong, stocks want to go up. They don't want to go down. Nobody creates a business or with the objective of it failing. You know what I'm saying? So, and also I love the fact that Apple already got overbought. Not all of them are going to be like that. Some of them will, right? And it's the fact that they didn't went through earnings, people taking profits, all this other stuff, and they're reinvesting into things, right? So automatically 175.96 is going to be a buying area for me, right? If you're like me sometimes, I'm very aggressive and like want to hurry up and get into my trades and things of that nature. And that's why I dollar cost average in. I'll be looking for anything that holds above 180.60, right? So, and this is because I have the mindset of swinging and leaping, right? I don't care if the price taps this price. I'm not worried about that, right? If the price breaks and keeps going, I'm cool. I will still enter the trade. Now, if the price breaks and then it comes and it's starting to bounce, I will still enter the trade. If it breaks down a little bit lower, that's fine. That's why I'm going to dollar cost average, right? And I don't use all of my averages in the first day, right? I'll wait a couple of days. I'll wait a day. That's why you hear me saying a couple of days or a day. It just depends on the market. The market may fall in a couple of days. The market may fall in a week, and then give me that opportunity to be able to buy some more. right? But the reason I also like leaps is because I love the Greeks, right? So theta is going to play in my part, right? And I'm learning to tell people to win in this market, all you need to do is buy time. You need time. That's all you really need when it comes to options, right? You need to be able to buy time, right? Because the time is going to help you endure the pain on red days, if you're going for calls and things of that nature. And it's the intrinsic value of the contracts, right? That's why the further out contracts don't lose as much value as anything that's weekly or even 2 weeks, right? If you're on a weekly or 2 week is down, let's say 70, 50%, 70%, 90%, those leaps are not going to be down 70, 90%. They probably be down like 20, 30%. You know what I'm saying? And it's because of the intrinsic value. How far do you let your leaps go red before you cut your leaps? I don't cut your leaps, girl. Yeah. Cut your, if you got red leaves like that and they're doing really bad, I just don't know how bad they do. You see, that's why you laughing, because I know what you're trying to ask me. All right, so I'll explain it like this, because I didn't put out a few leaps, but I know a few of them, some people didn't jump in, some people did, and they got out. But I know a lot of people was able to grab those 4 leaps, right? Them 4 leaps, I'm completely out of them leaps. Completely out. Even when we went all the way up, I think we hit like 123% or like 115. I didn't take all my profits, but I started trimming. You know what I'm saying? One thing about leaps, don't ever in your life, I promise you, this is why we love multiple contracts, because you always want to take money off the table. That's why I tell y'all, you didn't leave no money on the table. Just because it kept running, that don't mean that you didn't leave no money on the table. You know what I'm saying? It's just whatever your plan was or anything. If you didn't have a plan, or you know what I'm saying, you didn't have in your mind like, hey, I'm just grateful for whatever I make today, that's what's making you feel like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can make $300. You can go look at your neighbor. Did you make $300 today? No. You made whatever you made while you went to work. So you got to keep that in mind. I have to keep that in my dang self, right? So, and another thing for you, thank you for saying that, Tiffany. Another thing too, I don't care if it's me, I don't care what trader it is, I don't care if you're in a different Discord. Trust and believe this. If you get in these trades and you start seeing profits, don't think that this trade, just because it's going crazy, is about to change your life. Always take profits. Always take profits, right? This is how you stay in the game. You know what I mean? And it's just like, hey, if your profits was only $50, just be grateful for that. Understand in due time, as you continue to build your account and stay disciplined to your rules, you're going to be able to buy more contracts. You're just thinking of today. You're just thinking of what happened last week. That's all. You know what I'm saying? I've been there before, and I'm building a small account. So like, I remember, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like, okay, you have to think about what life is going to look like with your account in the next 30 days. That's gonna not 30 days, sorry, 90 days, right? 3 months. The reason I'm telling you that is because you got to give yourself enough time. Even if you have $1,000, like I'm telling you, the people that you see online, like social media, and you see, oh, just $1,000, bro, it didn't work out that way. I promise you, it did not work out that way. And if it did work out that way, it's someone like Jordan and I that are very skilled at what we do, right? And I already blew a little small account, right? But can just, you know what? I'm gonna just YOLO this, meaning I'm a full port and this is the trade I like. All right, cool. With options is different because you could do stuff like that. Because the contracts will play in your favor. Like say if you just put $1,000 down, but you know what to do and you bought right here and it starts going your way. You know what I'm saying? But not everybody is going to do that. Not everybody is going to say, hey, I'm gonna be patient enough and wait for that setup that I like. You know what I'm saying? People are gonna, no, I feel like it's going up or it's going down. You're gonna trade and you're gonna be losing money. I've been there before, right? So you always gotta have a plan. Dang, my bad, I just took that away. What you said? Facts. Okay, awesome. All right, so Apple automatically, I'll buy anything here and I'll buy anything here. So now that I try to die like that, I'm gonna just delete this. And now you're gonna overstand something. You're gonna be like, damn, Moody always talking about that. This is why you're always gonna see this, right? I'm gonna make these green. Take profits. Take profits there. Take profits there. All of these levels are take profit levels. Now, if you want tighter, not tighter, but it not to be too close, like you see how it's 180, right? I was going to enter in at 180. Moody already telling me to take a little bit of profits at 182. Yes, I am, because you don't never know what's going to happen in the market. You can always get back in. Guess what? Moody told you to take some profits right there. Let's say you just bought one or two and you just like, no, I don't care. I'm going to just take both of these. Boom. You took them and now it's starting to trail down and it's going back around there. And everybody that's holding, they're holding because they got time, right? And guess what? Now it starts to reverse and you was able to get back in because he was like, oh, it came back in there and you asked Moody or you just saw it yourself and you got back in and guess what? Now it's back over there and you're going for the second TP. You're going to be extremely happy. The next person that hell is going to be extremely happy too. You know what I'm saying? Because they're still making profits and things of that nature, but you have to worry about your account. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, if you set up some leaps and then you have only this much money in your buying power and your leaps are doing amazing, it's okay to take those profits so you can have more money so you can start setting yourself up for more opportunities. That's okay. I remember when that was hard for me. When I'm like, nah, man, I'm at like 120%. This thing gonna keep going. I don't want to miss out. Bro, you know you can buy stocks. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to think that way. Why? Because you can take that money and guess what? Now you have more money. You can buy more contracts. And let's just say you took one of Jordan's play or last week or something like that. And you was like, yo, you know what? I could size differently now. You sized and that took you more than what the profits just had, right? You got to be grateful for what you have. And remember, you're not a long-term investor yet. I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of people not. You're not a long-term investor yet. When I first started, I wanted to do it and I couldn't. Now, the stocks that I had in the beginning, granted, that's long-term, but I couldn't continue to like, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I started with a certain amount of money, I started making profits. Crypto really helped me. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, now I got a certain amount of profits, I'm taking profits and I can put it into different investments. But it's completely different when you're just trading options and it's like, oh, okay, I'm working with 500, I'm working with $1,000, or I'm working with a few thousand. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I got a $10,000 account. Cool. That's just $10,000. You don't want to spread yourself too thin. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you want like maybe 3,000 or 2,000 into some leaps. You know what I'm saying? Where you're able to day trade and you're able to scout and find opportunities. You know what I'm saying? Where these are still making you some money. Where now that these are growing and you're growing your account because you're staying disciplined and you're not mad at making $50, $37, making 120 bucks, you know what I'm saying? That adds up in a course of time. You know what I'm saying? It's just sometimes the person doesn't realize that because they're wanting to trade all day and cash this trade and this and that. It's all fine and dandy, but until you grab a plan and say like, this is how I'm sizing my trade, I normally buy this much, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not only just, oh, I'm buying one contract here. That's not how you're going to grow your portfolio. You have to know money. Like, okay, this much money is going to make me this much money, right? And I'm okay with putting up, let's just say $7,000, but I'm willing to risk $3,000 of this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not losing the whole seven, but I'm willing to risk this out of the seven. If it hits it, I'm out the trade. It's okay. I could get right back in. Why? Because the way that you're sizing, even if it hits your stop loss, it doesn't hurt you where you can't even take another trade. You know what I'm saying? You can still take another one, but just don't revenge trade. So, what I was gonna say, let me delete this. You go to a higher time frame, right? Like say like the 5 hour, right? And you see how they're gonna change is like kind of at the body, right? So I'm gonna just go ahead and take these off. And this is how you have a better move, quite me saying. You can even take this to like the 6 hour. The 12 is dope, but you got to know how to work this. The reason I say this is because your targets are going to change, right? They're going to be, see, getting in 180, getting out at 180, 433, 188, 88. And you got to understand, right? I'm gonna chart this up on the 12-hour just so like people are like, okay, cool, I'm gonna get these moves. This one's gonna be close just because I chart this way. This is a breakout zone, right? So I'm not just gonna try to take out that wick, right? I will literally tell you to take profits right here, right? We can re-enter. Why I say that? Because 9 times out of 10, when we start to go up here, boom, we're gonna hit that and we're gonna travel back down and then break it. It's gonna do the same thing it did here. You know what I'm saying? And it could do it differently. It could just smash straight on through, right? So I'll give you those levels, entering here or buying bounces there. Moody, give them a stop loss. To be honest, I'm not gonna give you a stop loss. I will tell you straight up. If you bought here and it comes down here, it's up to you. If you want to get out your trade, I will buy more here, right? I promise you, you have to go through the pain. You have to endure it. Like that's why I'm able to, like, when y'all see me live and it's like, yo, Moody, how are you able to hold that trade and it was going down and stuff? Because I'm able to endure that pain. I've been through it so many times where it's like it's painful to be down and be losing money. I want to click the button and be like, I'm out. I'm done. Whew, feels so much better. But I know it's not going to feel so much better when I get out that trade and I knew that it was about the reverse. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to let my trade play out, right? And it's one thing to hear someone say, I'm going to let my trade play out and have faith in themselves. You have to have faith in yourself, right? Some people don't let their trades play out. And I understand this because you don't have faith in yourself. When you know these, like Luther, you know what that morning star is. Have faith in yourself. You didn't see Moody traded 1,000 times. You know what I'm saying? And my bad, I'm just singling you out, just seeing your name right there, Luther. But long story short, y'all know tweets are bottoms. You know what I'm saying? What's here? What's presenting us here? Morningstar on a 12-hour time frame. This is going to be stronger than anything that you see on a 4-hour, on a 1-hour, and it's going to take more time. You know what I'm saying? You're only going to get like 2 candlesticks, I believe, from this. But look, Morningstar, go back test it. Morningstar, bull flag continuation, right? Inverted head and shoulders, right? Morningstar. See how it always travels back down? It'll come back to a 50% retracement all the time. That's why I utilize 50% retracements, right? It's going to do that all the time, right? So let's go to some more stocks, but this is what I see with Apple. I'm not even trying to be all fancy, like trying to take you to like smaller time frames and like, oh, you could buy here and you could do this. I ain't gonna tell you all that, right? The most thing I'll do is like go to the hour and let you know this is the perfect setup. It's off of inverted head and shoulders. It's bear flagging, but inside with an inverse head and shoulders, cup and handle, you'll be able to see that pattern a little bit better on a smaller time frame, right? But literally, this is the 50% retracement at this yellow line. I will take that, right? Or I will wait for the price to come all the way back down here and understand that you're going to see the price. If it comes down, you're going to see the price start to bounce from here, right? Because that's where it started to bounce at. So it would try to see like, hey, are we going to hold this as a support, right? I wouldn't buy it right here. And let me see how strong this is. Nah, I definitely wouldn't buy it there. I wouldn't buy it there. I'll buy it breaking over this. And it's just because I'm reading the charts and how it performs here, right? I will buy it breaking over the red line. After it comes down under the red line, I'll buy it. After it comes down under the red line, I'll buy it. Because that's what the chart shows us, right? It doesn't say, hey, if it drops here, buy. That was just here and it was overbought. You know, the chart had to do whatever it had to do, but I will wait for it to break 177.80 and then get in. Like break it and start to break back over it. And the same thing for this. If it breaks this, I'll wait for it to get back over it, right? And this area should be when the little small gap that we had on nope, actually, I'll take that back because everybody saw that little gap that I was putting it on that little wick right here on the daily. That gap's not there. And that's why it's good to have your extended hours on, right? Because then you'll never know if there's really a gap there, right? Sometimes we see gaps because it's there on a like daily time frame or a certain time frame. But once you start going into the time frames, you'll start to see there was no gap there, right? You can see that was 4 o'clock in the morning, right? So that's why the daily time frame is showing us a gap, right? Because the daily is not going to show you that time, right? Because a daily time frame, meaning see extended hours. If I go to the daily, that's why it's important to know trading views and know how it works. You see how that went away? That's why people seeing gaps that are truly not there. Because you can't do nothing further going on from the daily time frame and higher. See how you see them gaps ain't really there. Those smaller time frames covered all that already, right? So you be going for a gap that's truly not there. And even sometimes when it cleans a little gap, you thinking it cleaned the gap and it really isn't. It's just cleaning that whole entire wick that it just had. And that's why it's good to do multiple time frame analysis. Let me see. Do I like it? Yes, I like it. I like it a lot. And I will always do, let me change my colors because I'm gonna do it right how I normally do it. White by, you see this? We're gonna make it yellow. And that's the last green one. We're gonna go over to an hour time frame. We're gonna go straight to that yellow candle, and we're gonna see there was no gap there. So I'm not gonna give you a gap fill. Makes sense? Because I was just about to give you that yellow. Everybody knows I do my gap fills yellow, right? So I was gonna give you yellow here, and I was gonna make that yellow, but there ain't no gap there. There's no gap to fill there. And you could clearly see it right there. Now, if I move this time frame to regular top hours, you're definitely gonna see a gap. But you're not seeing the extended hours, right? Real time is not real time. Because if it was real time, you'll get that other extended hours. Bow, that move that really happened in pre-market, right? And that's how I be knowing like the gaps. So let me go to the chat real quick. What delta do we buy our leaps? I don't go by like, well, I'm gonna add my delta and my gamma together, but I'm not gonna go like when I'm doing leaps and stuff of that nature. I don't go by like, oh, I need this delta, or I need this Greek. Nah, this is what I do, Ray. And that's a good question. Ooh, Ray, you about to laugh. Unmute yourself if you laugh. I'm gonna be like, prices at 179. Cool. Let me go ahead and check out those 188 leaps. Let me check out the 190s. Right? I ain't even gonna go right here. I'm gonna check this one, but I'm gonna see how much the premium is. Why I'm gonna check this? Because you know I love to be in the money, right? You're gonna get paid way more money. So if this ain't that hefty, oh, I could buy 1 or 2, and then I just put the rest of my money up here. Oh, that's cool. Because as soon as I go into money, I'm gonna be eating. And I'm gonna start leaving some of these. Buy, I'll take that. Why? So I could dump money in down there. Make sense?
Yes.
Because you're gonna make profits here, right? But you're gonna make it 7 times quicker in the money with a leap.
Right.
Yeah. So I'll look at those, and then automatically this monthly opening level. This is a high on this candlestick for anybody that's looking. So you're gonna think that this is a high. It's not a high. This is a monthly opening level, right? So I'll definitely take that price too, like 190, 196. And since it's close to 196, I'll be looking at them 200 ones too. You feel me?
There we go.
Yeah. Literally, it's because I'm a strat trader, and I just, so you can know how I pick my targets. My strike prices are literally my targets. Now, when I'm scalping intraday, you can't think about it like that, because I'm gonna play the Greeks because I'm scalping. I'm intraday. I'm just in and out. You know what I'm saying? Make sense?
Yes, it does.
All right, cool. All right, so that's what I have for Apple for right now. Hold on, let me answer somebody's question before I start going on the charts, because I'm gonna just start charting. Bella Honeybee. That's different. I like that. I think this Bumblebee. I like how you changed it. Bella Honeybee. Stop playing with her. She got that honey. All right. Moody, dude, she laughing right now. She's like, Moody funny, bro. Moody, do you think setting a market limit, market TP, I don't know what all this means. Market limit, markets T, what does the LMT mean? Limit take profits? at 20% P and a stop loss of 15% good. What are you trying to say? Oh, you talking about like the leaps? Bumblebee? Just like if you don't want to mute yourself, just start typing like, no, yeah, Moody, you got it. Yeah, I'm talking about leaps. Do you think setting a market limit options? I don't set stop losses to percentages. Are you talking like just trading? Like, say if you're gonna just hop in a trade tomorrow, like, hey Moody, I'm jumping into SPY or jumping into this. Is it cool to have like a 15% stop loss and things like that? Is that what you're asking? Yeah. Nah, it's not good to have that. If you like if you got a small account, start doing that. You're gonna blow your account. I promise. I ain't gonna lie to you. You're gonna blow your account. I've done it plenty of times thinking that. That's why, like, even when I first started like educating people, I would say that, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you want to utilize it like 15%, 10% stop loss. You know how quick you're hit at 10%, 15%? And especially depending on how you sized. If you size differently, you know what I'm saying? So now I wouldn't say that. I would say Bumblebee, drop the stock that would drop the stock that you like the most, or that you know that you trade mostly. So I can go to it and I'm gonna tell you what to do. And then I'm gonna read the next question before I go on the charts. Ooh, you like anxiety. You one of those type. I feel you. I do too. Don't worry about it. I like anxiety. It fast stocks calm my nerves. If they go the opposite way on me, they ain't gonna calm my nerves. They gonna be dying. I'm a not revenge trade. Give me that reversal. I'm gonna need that back, honeydew. All right. So let's just say you're on a 15. Excuse me. Well, I'll go to 5 minute. Is it 5 minute, 15 that you like? I just gotta know your time frame. Because if I do it on the time frame that you normally be watching and I show you what to do, you're gonna be able to, you're gonna know what to do. You're just gonna take that and you're gonna go with your own emotions and be like, hold on, I like this. I don't even do this, that movie did. And you're gonna know what to do. But the 5 is fine. I'll do it on the 5. So of course you always want to look to your left. You know what I'm saying? One thing I tell you, once you're on these smaller time frames, you could play the R, you could trade the R's. I don't like saying that because people be like, they be saying shit, but like you can literally trade the R side. I watch 30-minute but and enter and exit 5 minute. Oh, I bet. Ooh, you watch 30-minute enter. All right, let me give you the best strategy. Always, since you do that, always go to your 30-minute and your 5 minute, 30-minute, 5 minute, 30-minute, 15-minute, 5 minute. Since you're doing that and you watch the 30-minute, 15, 5 minute, look at the chart. Don't even focus on looking at the candlesticks first. Look at your RSI. See where it's at. Dang, I won't be able to do it because I think it'd be switching it that way. So long story short, be patient. You know what I mean? Like if the stock is like, well, the stock market is closed. Let me do it right here. Like 9:30, I would have known to like, hey, just wait. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because I already seen the rejection, right? And it's going back down to drop. But that's also hindsight. So my eyes are gonna see that, right? So don't let me just lie to you. So whatchamacallit, but we did drop like a ball this morning. Long story short, I would have waited for that big drop. You see this big candlestick right here? You can always wait for those, like watch. But the thing is, understand it, this was just today. You won't always get a big candlestick like this. Whatchamacallit, throughout the days, right? But that's what you want to do, right? You want to get any one of those big candlesticks from your 5 minute. The reason I'm saying 5 minute, so you can understand me. Remember what I said, 30, 15, 5. You want to go check your RSI, see if we overbought, right? Because if you're going for calls, that's what you want to look for. Now, if we're oversold, you want to go for calls, right? Now if we're overbought, you definitely want to go for puts, right? On this, on on this time frame, right? So long story short, you want to go ahead and put a fib on it. And even if you didn't get this candle, I'm gonna show you how perfect it is. Even if you didn't use that candle, it's gonna work on this candle. The lower you go, Bella Honeybee, the lower you go, like meaning you see that range is gonna be bigger. The smaller your range is and the lower you go and don't utilize that bar, the quicker you can enter your trade, right? So I'm gonna put it back up here so I can give you different opportunities. And then I'm gonna take it to the 30. So you, it's still today, so it'll be able to show me. This is what you're gonna be able to see, right? It's not gonna, and this is why I'm telling you, you want to do this on your smaller time frame before utilizing a bigger one, right? Because you see how it stopped right there. The 30 gave you a more move to the downside before popping up, right? So yeah, you would have had a bigger range, but if I give you a bigger range, you get it in quicker, right? But that's why you just use the whole that 5-minute range and use that. Don't worry about this, right? So we're gonna fix that down there. And notice, even on this time frame, you always enter when you down here, and it's starting to reverse, you always want to enter that 50% retracement. Don't get scared. I'm telling you, it's going to run, right? So you're gonna watch your 30, you're gonna take a peek at your 15 because you don't utilize it like that. Just want to look at your RSI, right? And on a 5-minute, you want to find a nice big bar. You see how it's all the way down there. That's why I said we're gonna fix it on the 30 on this one, right? Because it was down here because that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, right? That was the bottom of that 30, right? That's the top of 30, right? Because you got to look at it like that. These candlesticks are breaking. That 5-minute is breaking that 30, right? So long story short, if you don't want to buy this 50% retracement, this is going to get scary down here. But these are one of the best moves. Whenever you break down, it's just like the levels that you saw me talking on Apple. Hey, that yellow line, if it breaks down, I'm going to enter. Why? Because this is going to be support and resistance. Even though it's on these wicks, this is a range, right? So it's going to be that range of that candlestick. All these candlesticks, except for these, like anything like in here, are all inside bars to that candlestick. Now, for me to show you that, it's just going to 10-minute. And you know that I did it right there. See, watch how I go smaller, bigger. All these candlesticks, it just travel down. But remember what I do, honey bumblebee. My bad. I'm trying to remember. The body of the candlestick. I don't care that the wick game. Where did we close? We closed inside of that range. So that's inside. And it is 2 down to the track. But my mind, I understand how to read it, right? It's still going to be inside. Still going to be inside. This is breaking. This inside, right? So this is like 50% of that candlestick. You want to enter because it's going to fill that whole wick. It's going to fill that whole move. It always does it, Bumblebee, even to the downside. Look, I ain't even do it right here. Watch this. Boom. I'm not even talking about this, right, Bumblebee? Watch this. Wow. Boom. 50. Enter. It just didn't give you that whole move that one time. That's cool. But watch this. That's why you had that candlestick stop right there. That was the rejection going back down. This, what you want to start to know how to use the 50% retracement, but what you want to do with your mind is, oh, this is the R side, the bottom, the 50. That's what you want to do. And especially when you start doing that, you'll start to see like, oh snap, hold on. I'm literally at the 50 mark on my RSI and it's on the price action. Start multiple time frame analysis. Start going down on a smaller time frame, start seeing how we're holding. Are we getting actionable signals? You know what I'm saying? Those are the things that you do. Bill said, yep, big facts. So hopefully that helps you out. And always, since I'm teaching you about the RSI on the 5-minute, overstand this to lead. Jeez Louise, can I be great today? Oh, I gotta put it on the chart, didn't delete it. Overstand, here, I'll give you a tip with the 5-minute. Whenever you overbought on your 5-minute, does not, I mean, like right here, let's go check. That was 9:45, because I don't want to tell you the wrong thing. Let me make sure it's right. Because it has to be the perfect setup. 9:45. Yeah, you wasn't all the way down here, but you see like right here at 9:30 you was. How should I explain it to you so you could overstand the RSI with it? All right, I'll do it like this. If you didn't catch the bottom, like of the RSI, anytime the RSI is at the 50 mark of your 5 minute, it's overbought on your 1 minute. I hope that makes sense. If it's at the 50 mark on your 5 minute, it's overbought on your 1 minute. Meaning you just gotta wait for the 1 minute to travel back down. That's why shit be triggering, and it's like, oh, what's gonna happen this weekend? Travel back down. As soon as that 1 minute goes down overbought or 50% retracement, buy it, and it just breaks straight. If that makes sense. Let me go back in the chart. I mean the chat. Okay, I think that was the last one. Oh no. Sir, for some candles you are considering top wicks, and for some bottom to draw lines. Is there any specific reason? Let me read that again. It was just the time frames. It was just the time frames. But are you speaking on just the 50% retracement? If you speak on 50% retracement, it was the time frames that I'm always gonna utilize wick to wick, right? Right here is the time frame that I drew it on, right? So you're not gonna see it perfect like that, right? I could have did that one. I forgot what time frame I was on. Could have been 30 minutes. I think I was on 30. Yeah. So it's just, it looks like I'm utilizing this green one, but I'm just utilizing this red one, right? And it kind of went to that one bar right there, but I was just looking to hold it from that top of that 3 right here all the way to the bottom of that wick. That's what I was doing. So when I go to a smaller time frame, is not going to look like it's wick to wick. It may look something different, just like this one was drawn on a different time frame, right? That's why it's not from there to there. Since it's longer, I can tell that was the one on the 5 minute time frame. And that's why we have it from wick to wick. Does that answer your question? I want to make sure. All right, sweet, thanks. You're more than welcome, Honey Bunny, Bella Honeybee. Well, yes, sir. All right, cool. Yeah. So just always remember that, and even when you're charting, if you chart anything from a higher time frame and go down lower, you don't want to start like mixing it, like moving it, because then you're gonna mess up your levels, right? And overstand. One thing that I do too, I trade bigger time frames, right? So even like how I was just utilizing the 30. Let me just like say this time frame right here. Let's go ahead and put it on like a 4, I guess. Right, I'm gonna enter this trade. I have multiple ways of entering the trade, right? If I wanted to wait for the break and utilize the strat to catch the 2 down 2 up reversal, I would have utilized the wick, but everybody knows how I trade. 9 times out of 10, I was just gonna go take the body. If I missed, like say if this candlestick came out and it was live and I missed it, right? I'm gonna go ahead and just take the break of the support and resistance, because that's going to be while this is live, is going to be resistance to that candle. So once we're able to break that, we're going to be good. And I think I'll be able to show you that here in a second. Now, if I was fortunate enough to just catch this as it's opening, right, like at 12 p.m., say I was just watching IWM or whatever I was watching, and I seen that we opened up, wick down a little bit, and now it's starting to hold up, I'm going to jump in, because this pattern right here is called the tweezer bottom, right? The wicks don't have to be flush, but the bodies or the wick has to be flush. Like right here, that was a tweezer bottom reversal, right? And I love trading reversals, and that's why the candlestick went up, right? And this is why I say you want to be in and out your trades, right? Because say you caught this tweezer bottom reversal, but you bought it down here and you didn't enter your trade right here, you got all those profits. Take those profits home with you. I love that this chart is showing this, and it's, oh, it dropped back down. You know what I'm saying? Start pushing up. Take those profits home with you. Tomorrow's another day, right? And especially if you don't have, I'm just be quite honest with you. If you don't have like a $30,000 to $40,000 account, you don't want to just be holding stuff. You don't. You just want to be able to take profits and find another opportunity and things of that nature. Later on in your journey, it'll become that emotion that you feel of like, fuck, oh, I gotta do it again. I'm just learning to talk freely. I know you have to feel that. I feel that. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, in this trade, damn, I don't got no more. I don't got no more contracts. God, I'm completely out. Fuck, you know what? Damn, forget it. I'm done.
Truth.
Because I don't want to go through it again. You know what I'm saying? But I've been through it so many times that I can just like, all right, cool, let me just wait for my setup. Smash them again. But that takes time. I promise you it takes time. I didn't become fire how I was, and I'll tell you the truth. Everybody was telling me I was fire. Look, I think Kwani's still on here. Kwani will always tell me I'm fire. And he was like, bro, come teach the charts over here. I didn't, it was like the mid of July of my first year of 2021. That's when I just knew, oh, you can't fuck with me. I know what I'm doing now. You know what I'm saying? Because I went through all like my trials and tribulations, but mind you, I quit my job 60 days of trading. Yes, the capital helped me quit my job and I was sustaining it, but I still, had some trouble. You know what I'm saying? Trying to like, oh snap, I gotta handle this by myself. The Discord I was in, it collapsed. I gotta try to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? So I was going through my own thing. So I understand people's trials and tribulations, right? So just going back into it, and this is a tweeze the top. This is the opposite of this reversal. Tweeze the top, boom, it failed. You see it starting to hold under this level, take it down. You could take profits at the 50% retracement, right? And if you have more contracts, you could try to take it all the way down here, or you could have got out the trade. Delete. What was I explaining? So yeah, I would have bought it like down here, right? So one thing I'll show you now that I've charted it, I could go down to a smaller time frame to show you how, not that it's choppy, but you got to know how to trade it, right? Because what I will tell you is if you're utilizing a 4-hour time frame and you're new to this, don't go down like it, and you're trying to trust yourself and you're like, nah, Moody just showed me this. This is always happening. Trust yourself. Just stay on a 4-hour time frame. Do not, I repeat, do not go down to a smaller time frame because you're going to get out your trade. What do I mean by that? That's why I use the horizontal lines, right? This is the bottom of the tweezer bottoms, right? I would have entered in, right? Like it hit, like, oh, it's holding, right? This is the body of the top of that tweezer bottom, right? And this is, let me just show you because I'm confusing myself.
That was the wick. The top one is the wick and the middle one's the body.
I want to make sure, yeah, hold on. As soon as I forget, yep. Top one was the wick, right? So all three of these points could have been entry points, right? I'm gonna just take it down to a 3-minute time frame so you can see how it fluctuates, right? So boom, right? We're gonna start right here when the market opens up. Well, the market opened right here and it dropped, right? But you had to let that happen to be able to see the charts the way it is, right? Now you have your levels. You're like, okay, I'm buying calls over here, I'm buying calls over here, buying calls over here. It ran up, you missed this one, like you're gonna feel like that, right? Because you charted a bigger time frame, right? Because this was a reversal. This was a reversal right here, that Morningstar reversal, right? Just like you had, and for anybody that's first time on this class, Morningstars and tweeze the bottom. Once you start to learn them, you're going to learn that this tweeze the bottom, if I go to a smaller time frame, gave me a Morningstar. That's why I love reversals, because they present themselves with each other, right? So long story short, you had that Morningstar right here, right? But you would have missed that one. So that ran up, would have ran up, it would have been coming down, right? A lot of people probably would have been scared because this is a bounce and it's not breaking over your level to enter the trade, right? Like right here, like it's breaking over the level to enter the trade. So you would have had to buy that bounce, right? Meaning this red candle, or you would have had to buy this green candle, like, oh, snap is holding and it's holding over your level, right? You could have entered your trade, traveled all the way up, right? And you would have still been in profits. Now, if you would have never entered that trade and you would have entered in here, right? What you would call it, you would have just had to wait. You know what I'm saying? Wait, don't just panic sell. Why? Because anytime when it's going up to your triggers, even here, watch, you're gonna see every trigger that I give you going to the left, and I'll do this going up so you can see it will trigger and it will come back down, because that's what a trigger is. You have to understand the terminology. If it triggers your entry, it's triggering your entry, right? It doesn't mean that it's shooting, boom, and it's gonna go. It just triggered your level, go watch it. If it holds above your level, get in. If it's breaking down, wait for it to break over your level and hold in. Now, if you just bought it right here, that's cool too. It triggered, just give it some time, right? So as you see, boom, triggers again. This is that trigger. comes back down, right? Takes out some liquidity, trying the day out, right? Goes back up, triggering again, right? Triggering. Why? Because that's where it dropped to. That's like a breakout, right? So triggering, trying to create some support, held the support. If I go to a smaller time frame, you'll see those actionable signals trying to hold that support. Now I'm gonna, didn't do that. I'm gonna come right here and I'm gonna even, I don't want to see any of this over here. So you'll be like, I know you're not gonna be like that, but for the mind, so the mind doesn't think like, man, he just saw that. So automatically right here, that's a break, and even under it, right here, under it. Yeah, and that's all I'll take. There's another one right there, but cool. Now we'll bring out these candlesticks and look how I perform. Trigger, we already talked about that one. Trigger, this one, trigger that one, came back down. Remember how I caught the top and I was like, oh, but they got one right there too. That was the bounce. That was your trigger. That's the trigger, coming back down to the bounce, boom, 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 bounce, trigger, buy. And once you know how to chart and you know like what to look for, and you know that trading just gets easier, right? So, all right, let me go to a bigger time frame. And I'm gonna show you something that I'll be doing. I'm gonna put that guy on a 4. I'm not gonna go to the hour, even though I said I'll be doing that. It's just because I've been looking at charts, so I know what they're looking like right now. All right, let's let this load up. We'll give it a second. All right, cool. So if y'all got anything, y'all could drop it. I'm gonna just go through this watch list. And look, I be doing this. I be clicking it. I be getting bored. I just be like, ooh, oh, look at that. Look at that. Would you look at that? Man, thank you, Father. Would you just look at that? Yeah, that just popped out there. But then again, I also clicked Datadog because I know my brother been looking at Datadog too. So I was like, oh, let me click Datadog. Right. But Datadog is looking wonderful. You see this big old candlestick? It's gonna retrace it. So even and understand, when you're even trading leaps, you can day trade leaps. You know what I'm saying? And when I say day trading, I shouldn't even say, oh, it is, you can swing trade leaps. That's the best way to say it, right? Because when you buy something today and you sell it the next day or the next day or the next day or the next week, that's called swing trading, right? You can swing trade leaps, meaning you can go further out just to get, like have more intrinsic value to your contract. Of course, you want to go out. Like I'm automatically, if I'm down here, I'm automatically looking at the 106 calls, right? 106 or like the 114s. That's how I'm picking my targets. I pick my targets off of levels. I'm sorry. I pick my strikes off of levels, right? If I'm swinging. So long story short, I'll know to take profits right here at $93. That's cool with me, jumping from $87. You know what I'm saying? So like, even if you don't want to leap, you can go 2 or 3 months out. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not considered a leap, but that's swing trading. But the premium will be cheaper, but you're going to see your data is going to play with you. You're gonna be like, dang, y'all ain't trying to rob me for $7 a day? Cool, I take that. They're gonna give me $7 on a 10-cent move, more than that, but you know what I'm saying? So things of that nature, you got to keep that in mind. Also, I love how the RSI is performing. You see how it's performing right here? I was just like, look, I was just going up, do. That's what it's doing there. Doom, going down, doom, right? So if we go to the hour, you're gonna see this whole reversal. That's why you don't see it here yet. I'll go to the chat here in a second. What a bounce. And it's not even like Apple. It hasn't even really bounced yet. She waiting for us for tomorrow. She's literally waiting for us. Like, hey, Moody, how you doing? How you living today? Are you gonna buy me? Are you gonna take me to the 50% retracement? And you know, if I fall back down here, Moody, I know you're gonna buy it, right? because it's at the bottom of the level. Cool. If it breaks under it, you know what I'm saying? You know me, I'm just gonna hold and wait to see it break back over. Like, yeah, let's go. Or I'll buy some more down there on a different strike. But when I'm swinging and I'm leaping, I'll be putting the money into the same strikes sometimes. But nah, this one is completely ready. And watch my RSI. You saw what it looked like on the floor. Watch that. You seen the hour. I'm about to show you magic. Voila. You see that magic? You want to see it at the 50% retracement? You want to see magic happen? Like, look at that magic. It's probably a 5. No, I was right. 15 minute. 5 minute already uptrend. That's what I'm saying. She's waiting on us. Look, 5 minute uptrend. Buy. And it's already showing us we like what? And it held already. And you see when it dropped, it never dropped back down there. Man, stop playing. It's just too easy. Yeah, Datadog definitely. Let me check the 12 on her. Are you kidding me? She has nowhere else to go. You know what I'm saying? The only place else she has to go is the daily. The daily probably crashed, but the weekly is at the 50% retracement. Let me see. Let me see how nice I am. Look at that. Bop. Yeah, she's at the 50% retracement. And it's like, once you know your strategy, you know it. You're going to see it. You're going to see it every freaking time. You're going to be like, oh, snap, this one's ready. This one, you know what I'm saying? And that's why you want to have money available, where it's like, okay, cool. Maybe I'm not day trading right now. Maybe I ain't scalping. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm jumping on the live and I'm doing all this, but hey, I'm just stacking up my bread. You know, I keep getting paid every 2 weeks or every week. You know what I mean? I'm cutting out McDonald's. I'm not going shopping. You know what I'm saying? Don't say that, movie. Maybe I'm not celebrating certain things. You know what I'm saying? I'm saving more money and I'm putting it into my portfolio, right? But guess what? It's better than the bank. Depending on who you have it with, is going to give you a percentage back every single month. You know what I'm saying? That bank is not going to do that. And on top of that, you're making a little bit of extra money and you're not trading. You're just like, no, I'm just building it. Yeah, I just seen that from 1,000. I just picked it up to $8,000. You know what I mean? In these few months of me just putting money into it, just listening to Moody, I'm not putting pressure into myself that I need to become a millionaire overnight. You know what I'm saying? Like, how long have I known Moody? You know what? Let me just follow one thing that he says and let me just stop trading for a couple of months. Let me just put money into this portfolio. And if I can't stop trading for a couple of months, I'm gonna put money into this portfolio and I'm gonna utilize Robinhood or TD Ameritrade with a small account, maybe $1,000, maybe $500, just to like, you know, buy my 1 or 2 contract, just to ease my temple, just to ease my anxiety, whatever I be going through. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? You building that one up, now you like, okay, now it's time to buy too. Now September then came now, it's time to buy certain things. All right, let me put a little bit of money right here. Let me put a little bit of money right here. I'm done for the day. I'm gonna see what happens tomorrow in the market. Oh, y'all want to drop a little bit more? Okay, cool. Appreciate it. Another opportunity. Let me go ahead and buy. You know what? I'm not even gonna put in the same strike price. Or average into that one. I'm gonna buy me a different strike price so I can let go of this loser even quicker. Or while I'm in profits on this one and this one starts to give me some profits, I start debating like, you know what? This one got a little bit more profits. I was already, you already stressed me out. You know what I'm saying? I got in a little too early. I'm gonna just go ahead and take you. Because I don't want to take this one. It's giving me bigger profits right now. I'm gonna just go ahead and take you because you gave me a little bit of stress, right? You know what I'm saying? And that one might be up a little bit. That's how I play the game. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna still go over some more charts. Don't worry. Hey, bro, how you like Bank and Citigroup? All right, we go to them here in a second. Let me scroll up real quick. Dang, I was chatting one y'all. I find myself having to scalp sniper trade IWM. All right, cool. You got a question? You want to show you how to scalp trade that motherfucker? You know what I'm saying? We could scalp her. You know what I'm saying? We could dress her and undress her. That's how I be talking to them. Coin looking juicy. We're gonna go look at coin. Let's go. See, y'all trying to get on charts now. I have to learn how to use the fib. DM me. Yeah. Is full DM me, Bumblebee? Yeah, it's I'm gonna get to it here in a second. Nah, I'm lying. I'm gonna get to it in a few. But long story, I don't like to lie. But long story short, DM me and then tag me in the chat and be like, Moody, go check my DM and send me the 50% retracement. I'll send you the video. I gotta go find it, but I made a class on it. I'll send it to you so you could, you know what I'm saying, do your thing. Ain't no thing. Fire. Appreciate you. I have to go in a few. Where can I see the next class or this one? This one's gonna be in the recordings, Zoom recordings. Hey bro. All right, so we're gonna get let me remember. We got bank. Was there anything else? No, that was bank and coin. All right, we're gonna look at them here in a second. Bank, coin, and go back in there. Hold on, bro. I'm trying to read all these messages. Hold on. Bro, what just happened? I did not click this. Don't worry, y'all. I don't got nothing weird on my computer anyways. T profiles. What is this? I don't know. Oh my gosh, they have my whole name. How do I delete this? What is this? Bro, just use another account and press close. Can I get a close somewhere here? There we go. Like, who the heck want to Skype? I don't want to Skype nobody. Oh no, Ross, man. I love my brother. All right, let me get back on. Okay. Oh, Jordan on class. What poppin', Jordan? I didn't say you was on the class, bro. Made it to the class. Hey. Yeah, said bank, I mean. The teams. Jordan's in here, so I might as well just get out the chat because he about to wild out with y'all. Let me see. Win. You know what I'm saying? Okay, yeah, Jordan went crazy. Jordan been going crazy. Jordan made me a break. I don't even gotta get on the chart the way he been going crazy. There's no reason to. All right, so the first one was coin. Let's pull up coin. Oh, hold on. Before I pull up coin, let me just go ahead and give y'all some entry points. Hold on. We can't do y'all like that just and I know what's about to happen with this. Hold on. We're gonna do y'all right. Let's go ahead and take her to the hour. And look, I'm showing y'all what I be doing, man. Like, wow, that's nobody asked for that. Come on now. Let's go ahead and take off that magnet. I want that. I enter in here and anything down here. Understand, when I have a level like this, 80, 85, I will buy anything at 81, 45 and stuff like that. Like I buy levels like within dollars. You know what I'm saying? Because those are ranges. Like if you look at the ranges that they play like dollar ranges to break out. Much love, appreciate everyone. Yeah. Oh, memo. Dang, I can't do it right now. I'm gonna be in my office, especially when I get off of this. Dang, you don't got my phone number to text me. DM me memo because I know what you look like. Your thing and say, Moody, can you please? You don't gotta tell me. I already once I see your face, I know to go find out a one-on-one session. Because I know you've been waiting on that, bro. And I just been I've been a daddy, bro. I've been where. Stevie Boy, okay, cool. So yeah, buy right here. And now for your targets, start go. Automatically, this is one right here. Let's go ahead and green that out. It should have, the other one should have been the other color. And my bad, hold on. I'm dead just teaching y'all. And let me give y'all leaps. Overstand the time frame that I was just on and overstand what I just said. And I'm like, oh, hold on, my bad. And it's just because I've been in the chat. Let me redo this. Because y'all want leaps. Y'all want to be able to stay in these trades a little bit longer. I got a little bit under. We're gonna make that one white. Definitely buy anything. I'm gonna give you some sniper right there. Because it's not always gonna go all the way back down there. Did we put anything out there? No, we did not. Let's go ahead and get that juicy there. Let's go ahead and put that there. We're definitely taking that. Strike prices. You get like if you got the money, like and overstand something. The way I'm charting is these are leaps, but overstand that this can happen at any given moment. So like even if you go 3-4 weeks out, you know what I'm saying, you can do that too. Like because these stock and especially the ones I'm charting, they move, so they can give you that move pretty quickly, right? you just make more money with it not being a leap or 2 to 3 months out. So for right now, just keep in mind anything I'm charting, just go 2 to 3 months out, and you can leap it if you would like. All right, that one I need to take this over to a 12 real quick, and then to a little higher time frame because Data Dog is going to do it to him, and I know he's going to do it to him. That's all I needed. All right, so cool. I gotta go to a higher time frame. Let me check the 5-day real quick. All right. And basically what I'm looking for is like, even like say on this time frame, we're about to get a new, it's the reason I'm going to my 5-day, right? And we're about to get a new candlestick. All I'm looking for, mirror this guy. I'll be looking for stuff like this. You see that big red candle? Mirror that guy. You see that? Give me that. Give me that back. You thought we was going down. No, we're not doing that today. Sorry, that 5-day look good, look juicy, nice drop. I gotta go to a higher time frame for the move that I'm looking for. The target, not the move, but the target, how I want it. I want like a higher target. I could take this one, but I want the chart to show me that I need to take that target out. Damn, that's the only one. Let me just mark it. Dang, bro. Let me check this time frame. Well, that's straight though. That's straight. I like that. I like that. I like that. I'll take that. Explain yourself, Moody. The reason I'm saying I like it and I take that, I gotta lower it and bring it like right there. It's not perfect. That's why I use my magnet so it could be perfect. But the reason I really like this setup is one, you're inside of a cup and handle and you're gonna mirror this. This is the range. That's the range. That's why you broke over it. You see how like I'm always, look, I'll take you to a small time frame so you can see it. Today. Remember when I'm saying like breaking under the white line and coming back over it? See how I traveled all the way down? That's it. That's it rebalancing. See it? It's because I went to a higher time frame and I found the move that it's really giving. So it's bouncing off of demand. Yeah, 2-day can keep traveling down, of course, because you can look over here and see all that, but you gotta overstand the chart. It cannot keep falling down. And it's already down. It can't do that. Once you understand that and you know how to read that RSI, you're gonna make so much freaking money. All right, so boom. Let me delete that. I didn't mean to do that. So those would be my targets. And then let me give, oh dang, I gotta go all the way back. Yeah, those would be my targets all the way to the 20. And then from there, go back to the 3-month Moody. Once we could get over this 50% retracement, that's why I'm like, nah, it's cool. I'll take the profits there because that's a 50% retracement. It'll try to rebalance, right? I'm taking all profits there. Now, if it wants to hold, I'll start in a position. Why? Because you're going to go, let's just say you had the 123s, but you bought them when you was down here, you know, and caught the reversal. You made great money, right? It's going to be the same thing when I tell you to go buy the 201s at 123. You're gonna be paying the same premium. How you play the game. All right, so does that make sense? We did that one on that one. Y'all going crazy in here, boy. I love how y'all talking to each other. Wick is crazy bulls in the building. That's a factor. All good, brother. The sun deserves all your attention. Yeah, bro, I'm definitely gonna do it even quicker. Look, let me see. If this don't start going slow, I'll do it. Memo, since you on here and I'm doing this, it's just be going like, you know, my computer be going slow. Can you remember the day that we did the one-on-one session? Because that's what's gonna really help me. That's gonna really help me. Nah, it's gonna go slow right now. Oh dang, it just did it and I closed it. I go back to it though. I got you though. But one sec. Oh, appreciate you, bro. I'm gonna be able to send that to you. Yeah, textbook bull flap. Yeah, I like that. I like that. I have to go soon. I know this will be in a course. How/when can I see the next class, please? All these classes will be in the course, but these classes that I'm doing now, of course, my brother Jordan, the dope man that he is, he's already cultivated a course. DM Jordan or just drop it in the general chat, be like, yo, Jordan, can you drop the course to all y'all classes? Of course, you could just go to the Zoom recordings, right? I believe that course, once we're finished developing or once we're almost fully developing that course, it will be a premium to it. But the people that are inside of the Discord, you can, if you would like to. I appreciate the support. You could pay that premium, but you always have the Zoom recordings where you can just go to the Zoom recordings and just go to the classes. But yeah, that's where it'll be in the Zoom recordings class, and it'll be out tonight. And if it's not out tonight, it's just an update. I'll have it out by tomorrow. I got you. Sir, do you have YouTube channel? I would like to subscribe to YouTube. Yeah, I got a YouTube channel. It's called Life with Moody. Life with Moody. I don't really be dropping anything on my YouTube channel like that anymore. I be in my Discord, and I do Zoom sessions, and you know what I'm saying, pop-up classes and just help people. I will start to utilize YouTube sooner than later. I'm gonna do like watch lists, like what Jordan be doing, but I just haven't found time to carve out and do that. You're more than welcome. But there's a lot of dope classes on there, like from the RSI. I got an RSI class on there. There's a lot of stuff on there that if you have the time to be patient, because I be all over the place, to watch the class, you'll get a lot of gems from it. I don't think I'm in the Discord to see that. Oh, I thought you was a different girl. I thought you was Tiffany. I thought you was Tiffany in the Discord. Jordan, are you on here, my brother? Is you still on here? Harassing people in the background? Jordan, you dropped the Discord link for them to be able to get on oh yeah, on the phone though. What's up? Can you drop the Discord link for Tiff? She wants to be able to get into the classes. Yeah, I would tell you, utilize the free trial. Utilize the free trial so it could be free for you and you could just watch the recordings. That's why we have a free trial on that stuff. It's just like for people that want to join the Discord, but they don't know if they want to stay. Like, you can stay if you want to, but like, hey, if you want to finesse it and hey, 7-day free trial. Hey, I learned this. Oh, I grabbed some plays. We don't care. All right, that's a data dog. And don't worry, y'all. I'm going to be chart like, because September is on its way. I'm gonna be dropping charts. Moody just been on a little hiatus, a little break. We did Apple, and now let's go do coins right here. So let's just do that. Coin's gonna go stupid. Coin's gonna go retarded. I wish they had a crypto.com. All right. I'll put this back up here. All right. I probably could possibly delete all this, but let's see how it's playing. Let's drop it down to a 6. Let's see how she played these levels real quick before I recharge her. Oh my gosh, let me be great. There we go. Throw that off because that's gonna throw me off. But yeah, okay. Oh, this is the bull flag you was talking about, Santana? I don't know why I read part of what you were saying. I was like, damn, that is a mean one. That's a mean one. That's very mean. You're more than welcome. All right, so let me try this. I like coin. Coin look real good. You know what I'm saying? Jordan, he'll start drawing his little triangles. Oh no, we're gonna get this one. We were talking about bank. Oh, okay, but I'm about to go to the bank here in a second. Let me chart this one up for swinging purposes. This shit looks amazing. Hold up. Let me really look at her. Yeah, she already did that. How far are you on an hour though? Would you give me a pullback? Maybe give me a pullback. So go back to the 12. Yeah. We ain't to move yet though. So that's good. All right, cool. Let me go to a higher time frame real quick. I just need to check this out. I just need to check it out. This thing looks nice. Oh my gosh. Oh, it came down to his braid too. All right. All right. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. Stevie boy, these are the like them 4 days, 2 days, 3 days. Those are the strat ones. That's what these are the strat levels. Well, the strat time frames. Once I start getting into it, and I think this week I will be doing that pop-up class that I promised everybody that's in that channel for the ooh all right, cool. I want a smaller candle like this. I want to be able to we already broke the 50% retracement. We already came down here. Look, let me chart it so you can be able to see it with your eyes. Because I see this already, but I don't need to chart it. So I'm looking for a smaller candle that could give me that 2-2 reversal back up, but quicker, if that makes sense. Probably gonna be my 5 day. We're gonna see. Ooh, that one a little better. Yeah, you see that? And you see how my 5 day blue? You see how everything is down, but it's showing me that. Gotta know these time frames. Yeah, I'll just say to be what's that? Dang, heck no. We're down here. I wouldn't want to wait all the way here. Nope. And the reason I'm saying that is because it's a 5 day time frame. So I could go find a reversal. Now that I charted it, I could go find a reversal smaller. Yeah, baby, can you dig me? But you see how the chart's gonna talk to you? Can you dig me? So entry. Blanco. Target. You want that target. Understand, you just saw me chart it and you just saw me go through the time frames. You want that target, right? Because that's a 50% retracement, right? And understand, when you hit this target, if you have multiple contracts, get out of 50% of your position and hold. You know what I'm saying? The reason I'm telling you that is because you took profits now. So if it holds over the 50, you can get back in with some of those profits with a different strike price, right? You don't want you're not going to want to use the same strike price. Understand like psychology of trading. You're not going to want to utilize the same strike price that you just took profits off because you paid less for that. So you don't want to pay more for that. So you're going to go out the money. You feel me? You're going to do that psychologically. It's just like when you see me live trading, you don't ever see me go for the same strike price unless it came back down to like around like what I paid for it. You know what I'm saying? Because psychologically, I understand like, man, no, man, I don't want to give you that money. Yeah, I'm gonna go to bank here in a second. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Hey, he a beast, you know what I'm saying? For the people that don't know about Jordan, look, look what he do, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I came into the Discord, you know what I'm saying, with my little break, and I was like, okay. All I saw was charts. And I'm just like, oh, dang, he's not done playing earnings. Like, what the heck's wrong with this guy, bro? Like, how many bets did you win? You probably sports betting and like, oh, I'm playing earnings now. This guy. But yeah, he just murdered this shit. But this is what I mean for anybody that don't understand what I mean by like triangles. He's just giving levels right here. But this is what I mean. He a triangle. He's a triangle guy. He's like, I'm gonna break these levels. He's a triangle guy. You know what I'm saying? That like, and I ain't gonna lie, that strategy is dope. You know what I'm saying? His rising wedges, falling wedges, but you have mastered the way that you do it. So I shout you out. It's pretty dope. I read an article saying Moody's downgraded 10 banks today. Yeah, look, I got you right now, bro. Yo, you about to laugh, bro. You about to laugh. I saw it and I meant to post it. I got you in the general chat right now. I just been a little busy, bro. Where is it at? Hold on. I gotta find it right here. Stop playing, Santana. Let me tag you so you know what I'm saying. We seeing the same thing, bro. Mr. Santana. We seeing the same thing, bro. Know what I'm saying? You feel me? 10 banks, bro. 10. Ten banks, bro. All right, cool. Let me show you. All right, so we got a profit there. This one would be good. This one would be good because you'll be entering this range, right? You know, I do 50% retracement. So if you're over that, you know what I'm saying? Of course, I'll want to be over the support and resistance of the candlestick, but if I'm inside of the range, I'll be okay. I'm not tripping. And what I mean by that is like, you see this dotted line? See this dotted line? This is how we know. Look, I'm gonna teach you something else. Because I'm just showing you how to read price action right now, previous price action, but this is how we know. Look, I know I just don't be dropping all my gems, but is that there? Yeah, that's basically there. Look, I'll take it over there. Just don't let all this confuse you. This one, this white, this red, this white. See that balance? We're inside of that range, and we're about to take it right back up. You can travel a little bit more down to come to like a support, you know what I'm saying, and just go crazy. But yeah, definitely right there. I got entries. The reason I'm saying that is I'm about to start deleting this stuff so it doesn't confuse me. All right, cool. That's my entry to get in. And then also for anybody that just wants to wait and just, you know, hey, let's see if he was right. You can enter right here. Right, that's meaning that they already took a target. You could definitely enter right there, and I'm just gonna check it on a higher time frame to make sure. 10 days straight. Nah, that's too big. Gotta go like 1 day. Yeah, that's right. That's right. And I always like to give a bounce entry for anybody that's like a little nervous. So let me show you what I was trying to do. So if I take it down to this 2-day, you see this pattern right here, 2 down. You're not gonna see it right here. This is what I'm trying to do. Was on a 2-day. This is what I'm trying to do on a 1-day. 2 down, 2 up. Take the rest of them out. That's what I'm trying to do. And that's a 3-2-2 reversal for anybody that needs to see what that is. Hey, hold on now. Can't be showing everybody all that stuff. That's going to be a 3-2-2 reversal, red to green. Take it over to the chart. It's so sexy, red to green. Shit's so easy. But you got to read those on the bigger time. But yeah, so long story short, I always do like to give a bounce entry, right? Just in case we travel a little bit further down. So I'll give you that bounce entry. And it's always going to be my support and resistance, right? If we travel down and you just wanted to wait to see what would happen, you can buy it here, you can buy it here, and you can also buy it here. What you'll want, if you're buying, you want the price to be breaking. You can buy the triggers, like when it's triggered, right? But what I like the best is when the price is holding over like a candlestick. The body of the candlestick is closing over that price. Overstand. One thing I learned from Kwame, shout out to Kwame, and correct me if I'm wrong. I remember I used to be like, matter of fact, yo, that stuff is still in our DMs, bro. When I was like, yo, is it better to buy like in the money, out the money, and stuff like that? Because I would blow him up and ask him a lot of questions like when I first started. And he was like, Moody, I don't care about the premium. Like, if you ever noticed, you're trying to decide if you should go in the money or out the money. And if it went in the money, the premium is just only like $5, $7 away. I'm not gonna fight that. Once I like click that and put that in my mind, I stop worrying about like, oh, this premium that I want. Bro, I'm just entering the trade. It's still gonna go up. So yeah, that's what I would do. But let me go ahead and give you all your targets so you don't think that that's where the trade's gonna finish. Right here at 103 is a target. I'm gonna make it green, but this level at 103, I will want to see it holding over that structure because that's a nice big candle. But the thing is, I just wanted to see it holding over a little bit. Even if it wakes and comes back down, I'll stay in this trade. Why? Because you'll be inside of this range, right? And definitely right here at 110, you could be getting out that trade. Now I just got to take it real quick, because I just got to see the move that they're going to get. Yeah, 212 to the upside. You could utilize the 131. That's just crazy. You can utilize like the 110s and even the 131s for like leaps. They're gonna pay really good. A nice inverse head and shoulders. You just got to get past this. I wouldn't even say you got to get past this month. The month just started, so we can still trigger up, right? It's just playing the 50% retracement right now. So yeah, that's what I like on coin. Coin look good. Let me write that down. Yeah, I can take a screenshot, like just to get these levels and overstand. All you want to do is just have these levels and you just put them on your chart. Bank of America. Oh my God, we're going to the banks. Jeez Louise. These people. These people are a lot of people. Might as well just rechart this. Because these people right here. Right. Oh, this is perfect that I'm now on a small account builder. When you're on a small account builder, something that barely moves, meaning you see this $3, this is a monthly time frame. $3, 90 cents, $1.49, 68, $5.70. You catch my drift. When you swinging these, you go to bigger time frames. That's why people get faked out when they're trying to swing these little smaller ones on an hour and stuff. Like, this is gonna be funny. I mean, trying to tell you ain't Jordan, bro. You can't just take these penny stocks and just go crazy with them. You gotta buy enough contracts. You know what I'm saying? Definitely check CV in a second. Let me see. All right, so definitely you want to take these to a bigger time frame. Take this to a 4-day. Got one more day, probably catch that reversal to it. Let's see how it's chilling here. Overstand. I love stuff like this. Like, this is market structure break. Like how it came down here. This was the market structure. All you gotta do is this right here. See the body of that candlestick? Wow. See how it matches, right? This is a market structure break. This is like when Moody's telling you, hey, you see that 50%? I'm gonna show you it. But you see the 50% retracement, you see how we're breaking over that white line? It's doing that shit right now. It's gonna go up. What I mean by that, like this is his break. You see that? That's his break. So it already broke out of there. Yeah, it could come and try to test that level, but it's basically like testing it right here. What do I mean by that? That's why you have the body of the candlestick in the middle, and it's a doji because it already came down there. Okay. You missed it, right? You gotta understand that. So long story short, yeah, you can see that it can still come down there, like because it does that a lot, you know, bounced up, almost down there, right? That was his next breakout right here. So, you know, anything that holds over that, you know, to take that, right? Because anything over this goes up, anything under this goes down. You can literally see it on the candlestick. But watch this. Make this thing so easy. I'm gonna make it really easy. I open it up so you can see what candlestick I'm utilizing. And I utilize this because my red is telling me where I'm at, right? So now that I do that, I know where price is going. Here we go, I got that range, already bounced from there. I'm gonna take entry right there. And I did that so you don't just think it's the strat. You see, it's basically, it's just shy, what, 130, 31.73? It's just shy to 31.89, I'll wait for that trigger. You know what I'm saying? So Bank of America, you can already see like how it placed at 50, right? on this level, this 50 on this level. So the level is going to be 131.75, right? So I'm going to give you a snipery entry on it though. Wow, stop playing with me. I'm going to give you 32 flat. Anything holding over 32 flat, let's make that white. You want to take calls over that, right? You want to go long on that. If you need a bounce level, you could take that right there. Now let me go ahead and give you some targets. No. Notice how I'm going to get my targets now. Straight. Yeah, straight. These you gotta let breathe. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what I mean. So you can understand me. You gotta let breathe. Like, let's say you entered in at this 50% retracement. You gotta let it breathe. You see, it took 2 weeks for that. You gotta let it breathe. But you can take profits. That's why with these, you definitely want to take profits. You don't want to buy, 10 contracts. They're cheap. You want to buy more than that. I'm just giving you the game. You want to buy more than that. You buy more than that, you're gonna be out. You're gonna make hundreds of thousands of dollars really quickly. You're gonna be like, holy snap, why am I trading SPY? Definitely be out right here. I can see it once I put it right here. This is the market structure. I'm gonna just draw a straight line so you can see, right? Anything below it goes down, anything above it goes up, right? So I'll be taking full profits there. And I'll be looking like, hey, we're gonna hold over, cool. The only thing else that I'll do, like when we're here, since I'll be in deep profits, I'll be greedy to see if I take out these targets because it's just a PMG, right? And that's 87 cents more, and then $1 and some change more. So I'll see if I can just, but I'm not looking to hold price up out there. I'm looking for this, like how it just wicked up, took them out, woo, and it came back down. That's what I'm looking for. Just smash some targets and be out of here. Now I can delete this so it doesn't look all confusing and weird to you. Wow. Delete. All right, and that's how I play Bank of America. And understand, calls, right? And you can always buy at your monthly opening price as well, but I don't feel like it's about to go down there right now. Not this second. One reason I say that is I see the market going up this month and then going down next month. Let me take this back to a bigger time frame. That's bank. What else did y'all ask? Shit. Frank, hello, okay. What's popping, Frankie? CDS. Sir, is this strategy good for crypto? What strategy? Specifically, CTHAK. Can we trace a trend line on coin? Can we trace a trend line on coin? Is it too steep? I'll go back to it here in a second. Oh, you asked for Citibank too. Move the coin real quick. Oh no, I see what you're talking about. You're talking about that bull flag? Nah, it's not too steep, bro. You draw, yeah. I already saw what you're talking about. The big bull flag. Yeah, you can. That's not steep at all. SAT. Oh, the strap. Yeah, it works on anything and everything. I'll just be honest with you. It works on everything and anything, but if you don't know how to utilize it or see it a certain way, the reason I say that is because I've helped people see it and I've like send people like to the people where I learned it, and some of them couldn't get it right. And I'm about to be doing a course on it here soon, but some of them couldn't get it. It's also on my YouTube channel for now. But you don't just, once you learn the strat, you'll get excited because you'll be like, oh dang, I see it and stuff like that. You gotta pace yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's why I teach the candlesticks first, reversals, continuation patterns. Like I teach price action before I get into the strat. Because if you know the price action, you're gonna understand what I mean. Like a lot of people that's already in this group that acts like when I was like, oh, it's a double inside. We know that it's just a one inside. It's just double inside on that time frame. Like we know how to do multiple time frame analysis, but not everybody. But some people get the understanding it. So yes, it does work for crypto. It does work. It works on any time frame. Like once you start getting, that's why it tells you any time frame, any asset, right? And this is like the biggest thing: full time frame continuity and knowing how to trigger them, right? Knowing how to look at the monthly, the weekly, the daily, and the hourly, right, and so far and so forth, and getting into that reversal and things of that nature, or getting into the continuation, however you like to trade. But the strat sheet is always going to be something great to be looking at and utilizing when you're trading. What was it? Citibank. Oh, she's right here. You're more than welcome, sir. Absolutely. Citibank, the same thing as bank. Same thing. They move a little better. Cool. And just because I don't like how they moving like that, calls right there at 45.62. Balances for calls. I'll go to a different time frame for that. Let's say that target. Don't get scared when you get at 46.23. It's gonna have some turbulence there, but that's the target that you should take out. That is a target too, right here. But if I draw it, you're gonna take profits there. Definitely right there. I feel like they're gonna come for those monthlies. I feel like monthlies are gonna get a nice hammer up. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, you can take that up there. If it comes back down to this price, I'll buy it. Right here. Now let's go to the higher time frames and make sure I bring trim. Full past that target, we don't need that one. Trim 49. I will not take, what's that, fifth? Yeah, I can take that. That's a core anyway. I wouldn't want to take 52. I want to see how it reacts to that level. Like I don't, even when I chart, I don't over chart. Like do. I don't do, because it's like, especially a small account, like not a small account, but a slow mover. It just doesn't move that much. I want to see how it's reacting up there. I definitely would like to see it break over this 50% retracement on the 2-week chart because it broke it down. But I see it breaking already because you could already see it breaking on the small time frames. Like, stop playing with them. Oh, I'm sorry. I should be showing you it breaking up. So we'll have to go to like the 4 or the hour. Oh shit. Oh, there it is. And so I don't gotta go to the 4. The 4 is gonna be lower, so the hour's right there trying to break it. So if I go, just to show you, it's just I already know. If I go to like the 30 or the 15, it's already uptrending. As I said, boom, 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 boom. It's time to buy these things. The thing is just you see these on these smaller time frames and you just don't know how to trade. Some people just don't know how to trade and they get scared out. You know what I'm saying? But then they look at the market like a day or two later, like, dang man, I'm sold, and it's like still going up. You didn't give yourself enough time, meaning with the eccentric value, meaning your expiration date, shouldn't be buying weekly contracts. Trust me, you shouldn't. If you don't have capital, you shouldn't be buying weekly contracts, because that's what they're doing. That's why if you look at the open entrance and the volume, that's why you're going to see so much volume coming out. Why? Because while you're trading 1 or 3 contracts, there's institutions and other traders and retail traders that's jumping out of 300 contracts, 100 contracts, 50 contracts, 20 contracts, 20 more contracts. You know what I'm saying? So you're just seeing those little small profits. Like if you want to know what a contract is making, all you have to do is just go to the strike price, open up the Greeks, look at the high and the low, subtract the high from the low. The number that you get is the amount of profits that that contract has made that day. And what you do with that is take that number and you multiply that number by your volume. And you'll see it's like a 500,000, or 3 million, or 7 million, depending on stock. That's just that strike price, not the rest of them. That's just that strike price. When you start to overstanding that money like that, you start to like, okay, this is an in and out game. You know what I'm saying? Bunny and Honeybee. Girl, I thought you were supposed to be off the class. Talking about, man, she said one last question, please. How do you play fail 2 ups or 2 downs? How do I play the fail 2 ups or 2 downs? I don't focus. Like that's not like a focus. You know what I'm saying? I'm always, if it's presenting itself on a chart, like I know why you asking that too, because other people be trading the strat and they're like, oh, hold on, it's a 2 up, it's about to go to 2 down. Like if I see that happening, you know, I may trade it, but 9 times out of 10, I already made money. So it's just like I don't focus on, yo, I want to play that or I want to play this. But to be honest with you, now if I'm seeing it, this is what I'm gonna do. Don't want to be on City. Let's go to SPY. I'm gonna write that down. The reason I'm taking it to SPY, or I would have took it like the Tesla, is because the moves are more significant. These are not going to be significant. Oh, and then I'll tell you right now, SPY is going out tomorrow. SPY going out tomorrow. I'm not going to say that it's going to fill the gap. Hopefully it does fill the gap, but SPY is going to go at least to 449. You might see it there pre-market, but it is definitely going to 450. I say 450 flat. Let me read your question again. I think you asked both sides though. Yeah, you said fail 2 ups or downs. All right, so one thing that I like to do, delete all this. One thing that I like to do and it doesn't matter the time frame, it's just like playing the strat. I'm always going to be looking to the left. I don't have to go all the way to the left, like, because I already see all these 2 downs, 2 up. I'm going to always grab I don't know, that's a lot. I'm not going to always do that, but it makes me feel safe to do stuff like this. So how I play them is just like this, and you're going to laugh, because I talk about this all the time. See this 2 down? Of course, the 50% retracement, you can take that, or you can take the 2 at the bottom. This is why I mesh the strat and price action together. Why do I do that? The interview that I did with Rob is not out anymore. I'm gonna have it in a course, but I specifically asked him, and I always remind people this. And sorry, I just lost my train of thought. Dang, I lost my train of thought. Dang, I just lost my train of thought. What I was gonna say about Rob? That's what I'm gonna do. All right, so 2 down, 2 up. I'm either gonna play the tweezer bottoms, right? I see it. The strat guides me into my trade or keeps me into my trade, right? I don't always just like if I'm swinging, leaping, I'll strat that thing all day, every day. Like even intraday, like I'll strat it, but subconsciously. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because I'm gonna look at this morning star or the tweezer bottom. Why? Because look, the 2 down, 2 up. That's all they are. See that candlestick right there? That's a morning star. See that? That's a morning star. All of these reverse. And I remember when I specifically asked Rob that on the class, I was like, Rob, when you created the strat, did you notice that there were like reversal patterns that were like morning stars and evening stars? He's like, yeah. And we quickly got off of that. And I was like, okay, cool, man. And I went, and we just kept talking about other things. But 2-1-2, morning star. 2-1-2, evening star. 2-1-2, morning star. 2-1-2, evening star. These are bull flag breaks. Bull flag, bear flag breaks. These are bull flag break, right? Pull flagging on a smaller time frame, entry, boom, smash up, same thing. Once you combine these two, once you understand the strat, you understand the strat really just has like 2 to 3. That's all it has. It's just you're gonna get confused with the 2-1-2, 2-2, 3-2-2, 3-1-2, 1-2-2. All you gotta do is look at the 2-2. 2-2 is the 1-2-2. 2-2 is the 3-2-2. And you enter and trade it the same way. 2-1-2, same thing, right? The 2-1-2 is like the 3-1-2. The 2-2 is the 3-2-2. The 2-2 is the 2-2-2 continuation, right? It's just, no, I'll take that back. These are reversals, these are continuations. I'm sorry, apologies. That's why it's in purple too. It says bearish continuation, bullish continuation, bear continuation, measured move, right? Because they also have the bearish reversal, right? And that's why it says reversals versus continuation. Spot the difference. Spot the difference. New to the strat, use these time frames, right? What was I gonna say? But yeah, the 2-2 is this one too, the 2-2-2 bearish or bullish Randy Jackson, right? Because you're always gonna enter on that second can. This one is like boom, boom, 4 candles, and you're entering on the third. Well, you're utilizing the fourth, but your entry to the third candlestick, but it's the same thing. It's the same thing. So going back to the chart, you see the morning star. I don't do like what I see a lot of traders do where they just want confluence and they want this and they want that. I never get in a trade if I do that. Like, I need this to hit my EMA. I need my RSI to be here. I need my MACD to be doing this. I need the candlesticks to be doing that's just too much. That's just like, I'm not doing that. I'm just gonna trade what I love to trade: morning stars, tweezer bottoms, tweezer tops, because that's all you're gonna get, tweezer bottoms. Like if I go through the chart and I read this to you, you're literally gonna see tweezer bottom, morning star, 2-1-2, red to green, right? Red to green. What did I say? What I mean? 2-1-2, red to green, right? And that's how I also utilize the strat, right? So you got the tweezer bottom, morning star, boom, tweezer tops, evening star. See it? Morning star. It's like if I do this, you'll literally be able to see the chart. You'll be like, oh shit, he's outlined. Morning star, bull flag, continuation, bull flag, continuation. But all you're gonna get is morning stars, evening stars, choose the bottom, choose the tops. The thing is, this time frame is gonna show it to you perfectly. You go to a smaller time frame, it's just gonna be different, but it's still there. It's just gonna be different. But if I go down here, tweeze the bottom, morning star, 2-2 continuation. Like it's that easy. Boom, boom, boom. Take it all the way to the structure. The thing is that some people are gonna get scared. You can't get scared, like right here. This is what the chart's gonna look like. Look, I'll show you. Which one will I utilize? Let's do this tweezer bottom right here. Right? I'm gonna see this tweezer bottom. I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do. This is what the chart gonna look like. You thinking it's gonna fall, right? Put it on slow-mo so you can see it. This candlestick is gonna be just like this. I'm already gonna be potential morning star. Potential morning star, right? Fib that. I can enter my trade as soon as I break over there, over this white line. Just let it play out. And you can even take this 50% retracement because this is SPY. It's gonna be a nice move. All right, there go the candle. There you go. You can even take this one. You see how I put this? People are not charting their charts. So watch when my next candle. Boom. All right, cool. And one thing I'll tell you about these candlesticks, when they come out, they sometimes I don't want to give a probability. You just gotta, I don't want to give a probability because I know people literally use what I'm saying. But when you're reversing and you're going up, you're going to see just like these two red candles, it's gonna go red and it's gonna close green. Watch your next candle. Because it triggers, you know what I'm saying? It has to trigger this. Once the next candle comes out, triggers, it goes red. It's triggering, finding more support. You see it? Trigger, goes red, green. You just got to be able to know that. Once you know that, you don't get scared out your trades because you know it's like, oh gosh, now I got to wait for the end. You don't always see me saying like, oh, this candlestick about to close. See, this one went red. It just didn't have enough time to go back green, but it closed right there. Look, red, green. I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you. But that's why I tell people to use the replay, use certain things, and it's like you'll start seeing things like, whoa, that's what it's doing. Okay, cool. You know what I mean? I left this range. I'm gonna hit this range now. Wow, delete. Because I know what to start deleting off my chart so it doesn't throw me off. I see the inverse head and shoulders. Boom, new range. Let me go get it. Wow, delete this one. Because it's like, say if you was trading, you was scalping something right there, right? And now you back in, right? Buy the bottom, buy this, buy this, buy this. If it breaks down, cool. It's all right. You can average in, buy this. You want to buy it, that's the range. See, look, I'm gonna make it go a little quicker though. And if it breaks, it's okay. Hold it. Buy another one when it starts to break back over. Hold that. I'm gonna tell you that right now. It's inside of that range. You don't see that? You could give me whatever chart you want to, and I pray that I never seen that chart, and I could do this again and show you that it's gonna do this without even seeing the chart. Because it's just price action. And once you know the price action, you know, see, we leave in that range, I'm in this range now. If it lets me do it quick enough before it happens. See, that's why I came all the way to the bottom of that range. All right, let me go ahead and delete this so you don't get too confused. Delete. Bye-bye, new range. It's that easy. You just gotta know when to go to the new range. We just hit that, cool, but next range. Damn, it did it before I could do it. Next range. That easy. And buy it when it's breaking over. If you bought it already, buy it when it's breaking over. That range. Now you're holding over the range, it's a wrap. As soon as you start holding over the range, you should be happy. It don't even matter if you start doing that. As soon as you start having candlesticks open, be happy. And what we're saying is a 5-minute chart, so you gotta let it play out. That's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. But you're going to go up there. It's just testing this. You see how you just smash all the way through? It's just testing this to see if it's gonna hold. Boom. That's it. Leaving all those ranges. That's how that is just, you gotta know that. Let me post that. Pause that. Ooh. But did that answer your question? Bella Honeybee, how I trade my 2 ups and 2 downs. And to make it another way easier, you just put the 50% retracement on it. Literally, you put the 50% retracement on it. If you miss the high of it, just grab the 50 mark and take her down. But when you do that, because you told me you use 5-minute, you gauge the 30, do it on your 30. Do it on your 30 or your 15. Don't do it on your 5-minute. Because you're gonna want that whole move. Would you fib a mother bar that's occurring during exit hours? Yeah. EXT hours. Oh, you're saying during extended hours?
Yeah, so it's early in the morning now. You have a big impulse candle that happened like pre-market or something.
I'm fibbing that bitch.
Okay.
That's pre-market too. Yeah, she gonna play it. And what's gonna happen is when you fib it, she's gonna play it where if it's all the way down here and it's coming towards that range, she's gonna reject it. You can play puts off of that. As soon as you start seeing that she's entering the range, like when you start seeing stuff like this, like you see how it's trying to enter the range, you see hammers. These are actionable signals letting you know it's holding price and it's gonna go. These are actionable, like ready to go. Doji is actionable too, but it's indecision. Hammers are not indecision. Hammers are gonna go. You see, hammer, go. Hammer goes. It just was subjective that time. But if you go look at them and you find them, but you got to get like real hammers. That was at the end. I seen one right there. I didn't show you that one because I was like towards the end of the market. That was beginning of the market. So it's not a lot of volume in the market right there. Right? Hammer, go, right? Like people just get confused sometimes. Like this is a hammer, right? But this was a hanging man because it was on top of an uptrend. You got to know that, right? And that's why it consolidated the way it did. You know what I'm saying? Then you got people like this is a hammer. That's why I hammered up and took out the PMG. Hammer. This is not a hammer. I apologize, but this is a pin bar. You have to be able to distinguish the hammers over the pin bars. Hammers grow like this. Even if it gives you a small little wick, that's still a hammer. Like that little tiny wick. Why? Because the price opened up here, came down, they lost momentum. They start pushing price up. They're hammering up. Hammer. You know what I'm saying? They push price down, they hammered it straight up. This is not a hammer. This right here would have grew into a hammer, but it went pin bar, right? But these right here, I call, where's it at? Healthy hammer, recovering hammer. Like, and even this one's like recovering pin bar. I love recovering pin bars. Why? Because they're recovering. Like price opened up here, we dropped all the way down there and we're pushing up. We're recovering. I just didn't have enough time to go doji, dragonfly. You know what I'm saying? Pelican fly. I see dragonfly, but I'm pelican fly. If I see any dragonfly at the bottom of the downtrend, I'm trying to fly, bro. So you're like, this was a clear actionable signal, right? Hammer straight to the top, boom, gravestone. You knew you was going back down. Because that's an impulsive move. And then the actionable signal right after it was gravestone, letting you know to go down. You know what I'm saying? You find, say this was a gravestone, you find a gravestone at the bottom of a downtrend, that does not mean it's going to go down. You'll freak around and just get a dragonfly. You know, that right there is a hammer, but it's still, to me, dragonfly. Because it could have became a dragonfly. It was just subjective. You know what I'm saying? You just you gotta know the actionable signals, how to read the actionable signals. Like this one, right, is a hammer. So, oh, but it's hammer, it's gonna go, Moody. Yeah, but that's not the bottom of the downtrend. That's at the top. That's a hanging man. That's the thing. It's just you can simplify them and like, yo, hammers and pit bars are the same things. It's good to simplify, but if you don't know the terminology of what it is and you simplified it, you're gonna be, oh no, but it's a hammer. It's not the top of an uptrend. But somebody's gonna be like, that's not the top of an uptrend, Moody. That's the bottom of a downtrend. My guy, that is the top of an uptrend. I'm telling you, I'm a trader. This is an uptrend. Watch this mean uptrend. Lower highs. I mean, higher lows. That is a mean uptrend. Go to 2 minute, go to 1 minute, it's gonna be crazy. Because that's a 5 minute chart. Oh, I didn't mean to do it. Can be great. All right, so let's check it out. And this is a 2 minute chart, not even a 1 minute. That is a uptrend. Minimum uptrend. I think after this class next Tuesday, I'll be doing my beginner's chart class where I'm going to be showing you, hey, even though we're going to be on smaller time frames, I'm going to show you what, like, this was a pop. That's a pop. This right here was a minimum uptrend. It's on 2 minute, and look how long it went up. That was 1, 2, so that's 2, 4, 6 minutes, right? 19, 26, 47. That was a minimum uptrend. You can also see the inverted head and shoulders and why it pushed it up, right? That's a minimum uptrend. This is a pop, just like that one. That was a pop going back down. This is a minimum uptrend. This is called consolidation. Anything trading sideways is consolidation. So anytime you've seen this, yeah, that was ranging. As soon as it came right here and it did this, and you see that line right there and it stood right there, that is consolidation. That's called a breakout of the consolidation. You know, boom, that's why it broke out. It always breaks out of consolidation. Any consolidation, that's pre-market too. Any consolidate, bye, came back down, right? This is the form, it's falling down, but this is the form of consolidation. That's why it broke out like that. This is a form of consolidation. That's why you got that one candle popping up, uptrend. This right here is a form of consolidation. Inverted head and shoulders, consolidation. That's why you got that pop. And that's what we be waiting for. But then sometimes it's like, oh, you bought the high, and you got to remember you're inside of a channel. You don't buy highs of channels, you buy the lows of channels. Right? You're inside of a channel. So you always want to buy the support down here because you're going to be good when it breaks out. You're like, let's go. If you bought the high, when it breaks out, you're not going to be good because you're going to be making a little bit of profit. You're going to be like, okay, we're going to keep going. And you're going to come back down. So it's always best to buy support, sell the resistance. Buy the support. Buy the resistance to sell the resistance. Buy the support to sell the resistance. Buy the resistance to sell to support, right? And if you learn support and resistance truly how it is, that's the best, to me, it's one of the best ways to trade because everything is in support and resistance, every little small thing, right? But yeah. Yep. That's all, kind of all I got for y'all. I wish we would have did some more charts, but I was going crazy talking. Let me scroll up. Answer that question. I noticed the move sometimes comes when the candle is close to closing. Yes, every 10 minutes before it closes, the candlesticks move every 10 minutes. And the 10 minutes is best to be watched on an hour and a 30-minute. And if you go anything smaller than that, like the 15, it's like the last 5 minutes of the 15. Nope, that's why you see the 5-minute red to green. That was good. What was good, Ray? Yes, thank you.
Just how you were going zone to zone with the fib. That was nice.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but appreciate it. I might do a class like that. Range to range was fire. Yeah, appreciate it. True hammer is found at the bottom of a downtrend, right? Correct. Absolutely. And vice versa for a shooter. Absolutely. And a shooter is an inverted hammer or inverted pin bar, but you know the terminology. So when you see it up there, you know the inverted pin bar, right? But you know that that's a shooter to the downside anytime you find it at the top of an uptrend, right? This is a doji though, but oh yeah, Jordan gave you the thumbs up. Yeah, absolutely. After consolidation, can it break down? Yes, absolutely. It can break down or up. The candlesticks and the time frame is what helps you overstand. Like say this consolidation was coming from an uptrend. Trying to show you the uptrend so you could like really understand it. It's like this bottom, that's the uptrend, right? It doesn't matter that's going down right there, it's still uptrending. Now it's staying over the 50% retracement. So when we was here, that would have gave me the ideal of like, of course, looking at this pattern, right? But we're holding the 50. I don't think we're going to break. We're going to push that back up. And what it gave me more confluence into it would have been this inverse head and shoulders We got a shoulder here, we got a head here, and we got a shoulder here. That's your blast off right there. And anytime you're inside of an inverted head and shoulders, you're going to be inside of a cup and handle, because that's just what the patterns do. All inverse, like right here, inverse head and shoulders. Blast off. That's a cup and handle. You just have to possibly go to a small time frame to be able to see it more clearer, but it's there. I don't know if I went left or right. I went left. Right here. That's a little more clearer right there. Handle, cup, handle. But you can see the inverted head and shoulders a little more clearer, just like right there. But yeah. Bada bing, bada boom. But yeah, if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask your questions. See, like Ray, I'll flip this candle right here. And I'll take it from this. I'll fit both of these candles together. Take it from that wick down here. Oh, you feel me, Ray? You feel me? And that's the top of the range.
Right.
So ask me, like, what would you do right here? Would you short or would you be looking for calls?
Well, I'm thinking that would be support right there, actually. So I would probably do calls.
It is support. You see it on the R side too. You see it.
Yeah. I'll be all over the call.
And then if you ever just need to know something, you just go to a higher time frame and you be like, nah, I do have room to fall, right? But you read your candlesticks. You see that? I have room to fall actually, right? So you just read your candlesticks, and then Bella Mommy, this is gonna help you right here. Since I was on a 1 minute, I'm gonna take this bad boy to a 15 because I want to see the reversal. How big is that reversal? 2-2, right? All right, cool. Now I'm gonna take this bad boy over to like an hour, but let's go to 30. It just started. We went 2 up, 2 down, right? We got time to fall down, right? The market is also dead right now, right? So I say we could travel down to this 50% retracement and then bounce. Checking out, yeah, definitely. She's gonna drop. You see it?
Yeah.
You see it? She's gonna drop. She's gonna drop, bro. Look. She ain't holding that. You see that? She gotta know how to read this. She is gonna go up though. She will, but she has to come back down. She has to. That 1 second is telling you it has to. It can't go any further. It has to pull back. There's no, you know what I'm saying? There's no volume. The market closed. Well, the market's not closed, but there's no volume in there. So yes, 9 times out of 10, this thing's gonna fall before it go back up. But for tomorrow, we're going up. Yeah, feel me? You just gotta know what time frames to go to. Yeah, we going up. 2-2 reversal. But the smaller time frame has to go down first real quick. It making sense, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop this recording though. We could stay on for a little longer though.
You scalp that one. You scalp it, but for the big picture.